They will say it's responsible to give them the opportunity to be able to Zoom in to get their studies. They will say that.
Yeah, but if you're a parent, there's probably a lot of parents that are going to have to take time off of work now and lose money just because their kids got to be home because the NFL
Jonas,
draft is in town.
People don't take off work. Can't take off work. Those kids, that's why I say it's going to be a whole lot. Our population is going to increase in those 2 days. The older kids are going to be running amok, and the younger kids are going to be running amok. Like,
could you imagine Shad back in the day?
I was
just
running
amok, tearing up them streets.
I didn't need to be allowed to stay home. I didn't need to be. I didn't need no draft. Ain't nobody need no draft.
Just hear LeVar yelling, "It's just a hot dog."
Hey! Hey!
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and are you into video games, celebrities, or just having a good time? Then you need to get familiar with the Global Gaming League. The Global Gaming League is a new video game league with celebrity-owned teams from Howie Mandel to Flavor Flav to T-Pain, competing across everything from Call of Duty to Pac-Man. So if you want to watch your favorite celebrities battle it out, or if you play games yourself, this is your chance to be part of it. Sign up now at globalgamingleague.com. Everybody games.
Hey, it's Cavino and Rich. Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry, single-ply toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. It gets a lot better thanks to the wet, extra-large cleaning power of Dude Wipes. They comfortably clean up whatever TP leaves behind for no more maintenance wipes. Make the trade of the season and switch from TP and start experiencing the confident clean of Dude Wipes. Available at Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes. Best clean, pants down.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The slowest spot this morning is going northbound on I-35. Some congestion from 45 to William Cannon, going to add 10 to 15 minutes to your morning commute. And for drivers over in Manor, you're also stop and go on westbound 290 from FM 1100 to FM 973. This is going to slow you down for about 5 to 7 minutes through the area. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report sponsored by Odoo.com. All your business apps in one place. Your business deserves tools to make you feel in control, not overwhelmed. With Odoo's all-in-one, easy-to-use platform, everything is together so you can focus on what matters. Start at Odoo.com today. That's ODOO.com.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The Instant Oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings, like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. But wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Watch the best cornhole players in the world compete for the crown at the ACL Kansas City Signature Open. After intense competition, the top 4 players go head-to-head on ESPN2. Doubles airs Saturday, March 28th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Singles airs Sunday, March 29th at 6 a.m. Eastern. Don't miss the action as the game's best battle for the title. the ACL Kansas City Signature Open, all on ESPN2.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
In the heart of America, dreams aren't just wishes. They're realities waiting to unfold. At the Milken Center for Advancing the American Dream, we celebrate stories of people that are turning visions into victories. Through access to capital that fuels companies, entrepreneurship that sparks innovation, healthcare breakthroughs that save lives, and education that empowers futures. These pillars build bridges to brighter tomorrows. For more inspiring stories, visit mcaad.org.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, Pearland, H-Town, Most City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas.
Or wherever you may be listening. This is a Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff, right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone. Texas basketball has a different mindset after a disappointing end to the regular season. Texas football is back on the field today, and it's also pro day for the Longhorns. Joe Cook of Inside Texas joins us at 7:34. Texas women's basketball knows their Sweet 16 opponent. Dallas Cowboys wide receiver price tag just went up. Wemby MVP thoughts after another great performance, and the MLB MVP will be. We'll talk about it. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, we're going to give you a chance to win some tickets today. But if you want to use your voice to voice your opinion, you can use it by doing the talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. All you got to do is tap that microphone, leave your voice message. If it's good enough, you might even hear it on there. And we'll give you a keyword of the day to win some tickets. So lock it in and be ready to go. Speaking of locking it in, it is time for Texas football to be back on the field because during spring break, they took some time off and decided it was time to go and chill. And now they're back at it. They'll be back on the field today, but they won't be by themselves. The returning players will be out there practicing, but the ones that are leaving are now given their chance to do a job interview. They get a job interview today by going out to Pro Day. And if you know anything about Pro Day, this is where some guys and some legends are born. Great workout warriors, guys running around, running fast, Mark, but also lifting some weight, showing some agility.
With a little bit of clothes on.
Exactly. And being able to show what people have seen on film, but people get to see it up close and personal. Last year, there was a ton of NFL personnel that was in the house. There will probably be the same amount again today because there is a lot of talent still at the University of Texas. But more importantly, this is an opportunity for a guy like Ethan Burke, who didn't get a chance to go to Indianapolis for the combine, but now he gets an opportunity to be on the field and get a chance to work out in front of the NFL personnel.
Hardge, would I be overstepping if I said that I thought Ethan Burke would be a better pro than he was in college?
I don't think you'd be overstepping
because he could play 5 to 9 technique. He's versatile. He made really big plays against the running game in college based off the fact that he was in a pass rush position, but he stopped the run.
Yep.
And there's value for that in the NFL. And there's some teams that they always find a way in picking those guys up. And I hope, I don't hope. I pray, dear Lord, sweet baby Jesus, do not let him go to the Eagles. Please, please don't. Because I want to love him. And they always find guys like him.
Yep.
They always find a way to get one. And I'm just hoping that the Eagles don't draft him. Golly, they got Makuba. That's enough.
Well, Makuba had a great season last year.
Yes, he did.
And when he got to the league, he played unbelievable. Big interceptions, big plays. He was talented and can't be denied. And I believe Ethan Burke is also one of those guys that won't be denied his opportunity of showing out. Other names to look at is Cole Brevard, the big defensive tackle, Cole Hudson, offensive lineman, and Travis Shaw, a defensive lineman as well. This is going to be the interior pro day, I guess you would say, because those guys are getting that opportunity. But getting back to the practice field and getting a chance to get back to work, the Texas Longhorns team will do that today. It'll be the first time since the spring break that they will be back on the field. Coach Sark had mentioned at the very first practice that this was what he was going to do. He was going to lay the foundation, get everybody to understand what the defenses are going to be like with the new staff, all the new players adjusting to what Coach Sark and his staff are able to do. And now they wanted to get back, and now it's going to be full steam ahead leading into the spring game that will take place next month. But there's a lot that we are now going to try to find out. Is Arch Manning going to be able to practice? Is he going to be able to get out there and lead during this time, or are they still going to let him take his time to get back? Because there's actually no rush for him to be out there because he knows the offense. He can be out there, but you know as well as me, the competitive side of you wants to be out there with your brothers as they're working out. So we'll see what happens with him. We'll see how much of the defense has figured out what Will Muschamp has told them to learn during this time off, and see if they can pick things up and be back at full speed pretty quick.
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree with you about Arch. Like, Arch has played enough football now. You know, if you'd said this last year, I'd have been like, yeah, he need to be out there. We need to see what he looks like with everybody. I think that you sit him out until he is 100%. You don't put him out there at 90 and to work the rust off. Like, he's too valuable.
Right.
You spent all this money trying to get this offensive line, bringing in these running backs, you know, like going to get the number one wide receiver for what? To have your second and third team quarterback throw to him? No, like you sit him until he's ready and 100%, working hard behind the scenes without getting hit, Hardge.
Yeah, he's not going to get hit. They're never going to get hit. So they're not putting him in a place where he's going to get hit.
Man, they'll send you to Siberia if you
get too
you'll
close
be playing football on the front line out there.
Yeah.
Up in Pelican Bay.
Yeah, well, I sit there and I say, I don't think he goes on the field if he's not healthy enough. I wouldn't put him out there either. There's no game situation that is going to be that important. My question is if he's good enough to move around, are you going to let him go out there and work out and throw? Yeah, I think that they will let him throw. If he tells them that he's good to go, they'll let him throw. But if he's not there, and depending on what the doctors have said to him, hey, you're in a good spot. You've already done enough rehab. You can go out there and run around. Then I think Arch goes out there and throw the ball. I'm not forcing it. There's
and
no
right
need
when
for
he
it.
walks out the door, they're gonna go, "Hey, don't overdo it."
Exactly. I mean, you can monitor him right there. I mean, it's just like being on a pitch count.
Yeah, they got
You
the
go out
catapult
there-
system now.
Well, you
like,
can
it
watch
monitors everything.
how many throws you go out there and make because his arm's not hurt. It was his foot that
That's
was getting
25 reps, Arch, stop.
Exactly. So they're going to end up pulling him out in that situation. But it is important for this team to start to galvanize and look to see what exactly is going to happen. And speaking of Arch Manning now has a new NIL deal that was part of an AI company that he is now going to be part of Google Gemini. And Arch had put that out there, and you start to look at what Arch has already done in his high-profile NIL deals. He's got the Warby Parker glasses, which I probably need to go see. Red Bull. He's got the Vori, the clothing apparel.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has, obviously, this new deal with Google AI. This is something that we knew eventually he was going to be one of the best pitchmen out there. Obviously the name, but his personality fits a lot of the stuff that he's doing because he is a funny guy. He's laid back, but he's also very intense when it comes to the game.
I think the funniest thing that he ever said was his Uncle Peyton told him, "Don't be a turd." I thought that was the funniest thing. The fact that he just said it so casually, like shows that he's got a really, really good personality. And when it comes to making these pictures, like who better than a guy that he's going to be on 4 or 5 commercials already on television. His notoriety is like blossoming right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, like give him all the money, man. give him all of it.
I don't know if they're gonna give him all of it, but he's definitely a great pitch man for what this
well deserving too.
What brands are looking for. He would be the perfect fit because he is very popular out there. We're just getting started on this big time Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff. Coming up next, we're going to hear from Sean Miller as he met with the media. What changed for this Texas basketball team that kind of got them going? And of course, we're going to hear from our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas, coming up at 7:34. You do not want to miss this busy edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on this iHeartRadio app.
The madness is here. And it's all right here on The Zone. From tip-off to the final buzzer, follow Texas men's and women's basketball as they chase tournament glory. Big shots.
Heidi wide open for three, you bet.
Championship dreams.
How about Booker one more time? How about it?
Catch every minute, every highlight, every moment.
Look back, Bucky, foul!
The madness is here. Don't miss any of the tournament action on your home for the Longhorns. AM 1300 The Zone.
We honor the biggest stars from all genres of music that you love listening to all year long.
Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Watch live on Fox Thursday night starting at 7 p.m. And listen on iHeartRadio stations across America and the free iHeart app.
Trashy is a proud partner of the 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. This spring, turn your closet clutter into rewards with the Take Back Bag. Learn more and get started at trashy.io.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Watch out for some road debris in the 2 right lanes going southbound on Mopac at 2222. Heading northbound on I-35 this morning, looking about a 15-minute out of your drive due to some stop-and-go traffic from 45 to William Cannon. And driving into San Marcos this morning, got a crash that has the right lane blocked off on I-35 northbound at McCarty. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Traffic laws help keep everyone safe, including pedestrians. Cross the street only at intersections and crosswalks. Wait for the walk signal and look left, right, left before crossing. Be safe. Walk smart. A message from TxDOT.
I'm here with Dan Christensen of DJC Law, Austin's largest veteran-owned personal injury law firm.
Hey, Craig, you're the best, but I got to tell you, you talk a lot.
Well, it's kind of my job.
That's right. And when you do one thing for as long as you have, you get pretty good at it.
Now I feel like you're calling me old.
Just experienced.
Yeah, just like the team at DJC Law. They have over 200 years combined experience and 500 trials.
Don't forget, 99% win rate.
That's a winning team. If you've been injured, call DJC Law 512-888-9999 and get your justice. TeamJustice.com.
Principal office, Austin, Texas.
It's getting wild on the court, and Specs has the assist to take this tournament to a legendary new level. You know the drill. Stock up on delicious finds for every tip-off, upset, and overtime thriller. When you score savings with Specs, it's nothing but net. Don't wait for the buzzer. Run the perfect play with Specs wines, spirits, and finer foods. The lowest prices in Texas.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Right now at Steel Round Rock GMC, the road to a new GMC has never been better. You get the Steel Standard, over $1,400 of protection for free, plus huge discounts, like $13,000 off 2026 GMC 1500s or $5,000 off 2026 GMC Canyons. We've also made it easier than ever to find a vehicle to fit your budget, like a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 lease for just $249 a month, because everything we do is driven by you. Steel GMC in Round Rock. GMC, we are professional grade.
The road to a national championship starts now, and every game matters. Download the new DraftKings Predictions app and make real money predictions on all the March tournament matchups. There's always something to predict. Will a one seed stay dominant? Will a Cinderella story bust brackets? Who survives and advances? Make your pick before tip-off or jump in live as the action unfolds. DraftKings Predictions is a new, easy-to-use app to predict the outcomes of sports and real-world events. Now available in California, Texas, Florida, and other states. Download DraftKings Prediction app today with code AM1300. New customers trade $5 and get 50 predictions dollars with promo code AM1300. Don't just feel it, predict it with DraftKings Predictions. The crown is yours. DraftKings Predictions is a CFTC registered introducing broker. Event contract trading involves substantial risk of loss. One per new customer. Opt-in required. Non-withdrawable predictions dollars expire in 1 year. Ends April 6, 2026. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. See terms at dkng.co/predictions promo.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, the job works in your favor. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members buy more and save more on materials they rely on every day. Get up to 25% off select molding when you spend $1,000 or more, and up to 25% off Pergo Evercraft laminate flooring. Put Pro Savings Days to work for you. Members get more at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit mapquest.com.
It's Bowen. Join Matt and me on our podcast, Lost Culturistas, where we talk to Nicole Kidman, Kristen Wiig, and so many more. Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coach Sark here. 1300 The Zone is your flagship home for the Texas Longhorns.
Back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, always free on the iHeartRadio app. We'll have some San Antonio Spurs talk a little bit later as they do what they do.
Not the break.
Southwest Division and the NBA also solidifying their spot in the tournament, as we like to call it, in the NBA playoffs as the season is winding down. Well, coming up in the next segment, we'll have our guy Joe Cook of Inside Texas, as only Joe Cook can. He'll break down all things Texas Longhorns as we ask him about the baseball team, the football team, and of course, we'll ask him about the basketball team. Speaking of the basketball team, let's get into it. Yesterday, Sean Miller met with the media, and one of the biggest questions was the health and well-being of one Jordan Pope. If you remember during the game the other night, late in the game, he looked as if he was struggling to move around, but he toughed it out, went out there and made some tough shots, was limping throughout. And then after the game, he said that he felt like he was going to be okay. But Sean Miller was asked about Jordan Pope yesterday and how he is feeling.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan, I think we'll be fine. We didn't do anything yesterday, so we weren't together, but he's gotten treatment and moving forward, and we practice here at 2:30 today.
So my question to you, Mark, Jordan Pope's status going into this game. Now, Coach Miller has told us numerous times he's coached him harder than he's coached anybody else on this team. Maybe it's because he's a point guard, and Coach Miller obviously was a point guard, and he understands how important that position is. Jordan's made some big shots for Texas basketball here lately down the stretch during this time. If he cannot go and can't give you the minutes that you're used to, let's just say that. Let's say he does go, but he can't give you the minutes. This is going to be the biggest game of Simon Wilshire's life for the University of Texas, because Texas needs somebody to fill that void. You don't necessarily need him to score like that, but you need him to be consistent with the basketball as a point guard.
Man, I sit Pope right next to me, and in situations of scoring, I run him to the table and, hey, go stand on the baseline and stand there and shoot, catch and shoot. We're going to run the plays. That's catch and shoot plays. I'm not going to run him all over the place. That's where smart coach, that's what Sean has been doing. That's what Coach Miller's been doing. He's been making some really smart offense and defensive alignments. You saw what they did to AJ. They double teamed him, they bracketed him, and they forced other people to beat him. It looked like the Chicago Bulls rules back in the day with Jordan. And that's what I see them doing. I see him sitting next to the coach and running out in specified times during the game when they need scores.
But if you can't move, how are you going to get him in and out of the game? That's my whole thing, because, yeah, that works. But you got to go back and play defense somehow, some way. And if I'm Purdue, I'm attacking him purposefully to make sure that he can, to see exactly what he can and cannot do. Because it's not going to be as soon as the ball goes in, you're going to be able to sub him in or get him out and all this other stuff.
You got to wait for breaks.
Yeah.
But that's basketball. I mean, you think that that Wemby is always 100%? That Kevin Durant is running up and down the court 80, well, he's not going to play 82 games, but like 65 games and
those dudes are 6'11" and 7'3". This dude is 6 foot. He's on the perimeter. KD, you can drop.
That's where you put him. That's why it's easier.
What do you mean?
I mean, he might be a defensive liability.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my point. Because yeah, you can't just play one end of the court in the tournament.
Well, you got to take the good with the bad, and I think smart play and team play. That's why you have 4 of the guys on the floor to help you. We always talk about help defenders over help. A screen is about all the help you can get offensively, and scheme. So, you need to make sure that you are dialed in defensively when you have one of your teammates out there and you know he's limited. You've played hurt before. You know that's the way to do it. I like to argue for the sake of arguing, but this is not a hard argument. Basketball is a sport where you can cover up more than any other sport that's a top sport in the world.
I firmly disagree on this topic, because
most people on the text line gonna call you and tell you wrong.
I promise you, if a dude can't move laterally,
especially at the point guard
position, you are you're the spear of the you're
the tip
top
of the sword.
You are it. You're the one that's running this, and if you cannot play effectively it's very difficult for you to be out there and try to guard. Have you seen Purdue's point guard? He's a point guard. And if you can't guard him, it's going to be a long day for you to be out there trying to move laterally, and you can't hide him. You cannot hide a guy that is not a 6'10" guy that you can sit in the post, that you can put on the wing, that's not going to have to do any cutting. So that's the worry that I have. Now, Simeon Wiltshire, this is a 6'4" guard that is going to have to play big, and he's going to have to play if this all happens. That hypothetically, I'm hopeful that Jordan Pope can go out there and be ready to roll, because he has played significant minutes and been an integral part of the success that Texas basketball has been having down this stretch.
Yeah. Well, he's not going out there in a wheelchair. We know that he's going to be able to move some. You just don't put the emphasis on him, and you use him in a way that is beneficial for the team to score, and then you run him off the floor. You know, like that's I just see it differently, because I think that Coach Miller realizes that this is, they're playing in the bonus right now. You don't have time to sit guys out and let them get healthy. It's the tournament. It's the end. If I'm going to go out hard, I would rather go out on the floor and they carry my rear end off the court.
But is this at the detriment of your team?
It's not going to be,
but
because this is winner take. This is can't no tomorrow.
But if you cannot defend, and
then you pull him off the floor and you
that's
say,
what I'm saying.
"Hey man, good effort."
But that's my point. That's why I'm saying Simeon Wiltshire has to step up. This is a Kendall Weaver type of game. This is a Cam Heide type of game, because if that person, Jordan Pope, who is dealing with an injury, has to be able to get on the floor and be effective, because there is no tomorrow.
Right. It was successful to have Heine out there, as you saw in that last big shot that he made. So people are going to have to step up.
Yeah, and that's an important game too, because Heide is a former Purdue Boilermaker, and now he gets to go up against his team. But one of the biggest things that we've talked about and Coach Miller talked about was fewer fouls that are being called in March, and that is very beneficial to his basketball team.
I definitely do. I believe the postseason is a completely different game. I'm not sure why, but that's kind of how it is. And I would imagine that I wouldn't be the only coach that would give you that answer. I also do think that our team overall has continued to incrementally get better at not fouling, small differences across the board, being a smarter group, perhaps more disciplined in some of the fouls that we would have committed earlier on in the season. But having said that, I do agree that it's a different game in the postseason.
Yeah, it definitely is a different game in the postseason. And one of the biggest questions that was asked too was, how were you emotionally about the uncertainty of the tournament and getting in or not getting in, and then having to practice and everything else that goes along with that?
There's no more difficult scenario in college basketball that if you're in a predicament where the conference tournament has ended and you got knocked out right away, and you're wondering if you're going to be a part of the NCAA tournament, because there's a 4 or 5 day awkward window where you're going to have to practice, and the team and as the coach that you could be practicing for no reason. And we did that. And I will say this, that I believe that our postseason success started in that period of time. Our team was mature, wanted to continue to play, had a couple great days, wanted to get over how we played in Nashville against Ole Miss. Ole Miss did a great job in that tournament, but we certainly didn't play well in that game. And I don't think anybody felt good about how we went out. So, that period of time is crucial. I will tell you, moving forward, I hope we're not in that predicament again anytime soon. But we handled it really well. And I think that spearheaded a lot of our success once we got playing again.
You had to get locked back in, and that's exactly what that team did. Now they wait and get ready to play Purdue Thursday night, 6:10. You can hear all the action right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way. We're going to try to get Craig on tomorrow because I need to know about his travel schedule. He talked about it a little bit yesterday, but there's so much more to it than you can even imagine. Coming up next, we'll talk to Joe Cook of Inside Texas and get the latest of all things on the 40 acres. Coming up next, right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Delays are growing due to a crash that blocks off the left lane on Mopac southbound at Cesar Chavez Street, causing a 15-minute delay from 45th. There's also reports of an accident on I-35 northbound at Robert S. Light Boulevard, causing a 20-minute slowdown. And a stalled 18-wheeler blocks off the right lane on I-35 northbound at McCarty. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Always running out of hot water? You can count on Abacus to help. Get a 40 to 50-gallon water heater for just $22.99 with warranty and zero down financing, as low as $36.33 a month. Call or visit abacusplumbing.com today. M20628.
Every group has that friend, the one who says, I got a feeling about this 13 seed. And somehow, they're always right. Meanwhile, your number one overall pick just lost by 20. It's unbelievable. But we all know that one friend has one thing in common, and that is Bud Light. Because Bud Light doesn't rely on gut feelings. It's just smooth and refreshing. Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas basketball. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
The world's best bull riders. One shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. This weekend from Albuquerque, only on Paramount Plus.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Spurs crushed the Heat 136-111 for their sixth straight win to clinch the Southwest Division. Victor Wembanyama scored 26 and said he should be MVP. Astros opened the season Thursday against the Angels. Right-hander Hunter Brown gets a start for Houston. Men's Sweet 16 is all set. Now it's a women's turn as number 1 seed UConn, South Carolina, and UCLA all advanced. I'm Ronta Moss.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Odoo.com.
Your business deserves tools to make you feel in control, not overwhelmed. With Odoo's all-in-one, easy-to-use platform, everything is together so you can focus on what matters. Start at Odoo.com today. That's ODOO.com.
I'm Daniel Alarcon. I'm John Green, co-host of the podcast The Away End with my old friend Daniel. I remember the first time I took my oldest son to an actual live soccer game. And when you step out through the concourse and you can see the field, he did like that, like a sharp intake of breath. And he said, "This is so unusual for my eyes." Oh, I love that. Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football, soccer is the most important.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search The Away End with Daniel Alarcon and John Green, and listen now.
iHeart is America's #1 podcast network. Open the free iHeart app and explore podcasts like this.
No more waiting until the morning. Nightcap with Unc and Ocho is our new evening sports talk destination with NFL legend Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, and me, Shannon Sharp. Come hang out with Unc and Ocho as we give out unfiltered take and instant reaction to the biggest games, biggest moments right after they end.
Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. It is Tuesday, so it's time for us to talk to our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him at Joseph Cook 89. And Joe, you know, this is an exciting time on the 40 acres. Texas baseball is the #2 ranked team, has already won 2 series in the SEC. Texas men and women's basketball are in the Sweet 16 together for the 5th time in program history. And Texas football is back on the field today, getting ready for the spring action and, of course, Texas Pro Day. I want to start with Texas Pro Day because, you know, everybody didn't get invited to the combine, and there's always some stars that end up being shown the light by not being invited to the combine. And one of the biggest stars is going to be Ethan Burke, I believe. If you look at what Ethan Burke has done in his career at the University of Texas, all you see is him get better and better each step of the way. What are your thoughts on Ethan Burke and some of the other guys that are going to get an opportunity to show out in front of the pro scouts?
Yeah, I think Ethan Burke may be the #1 storyline today, especially since he didn't get invited to the combine. You know, someone who was a 4-year, if basically not a starter, he was getting starter snaps on a lot of really, really good defenses on teams that had a lot of success. The fact that he didn't get invited to the combine was really surprising. So this is a big day for him. You know, the 40, the vertical jump, the bench press, all the measurables, meeting with teams, stuff like that. And then just the position drills. You know, this is someone that you can be pretty darn confident that you're going to get a quality defensive end from Ethan Burke. And, you know, not going to the combine doesn't mean you don't get drafted, especially if he's got a good day today. And as we've seen in the past few years, a lot of NFL teams show up. Maybe not as many show up this year, and understandably so, but you're still going to get a lot. You're probably going to get a GM and a head coach or two, and you're probably going to get a lot of eyes who may need some help at defensive end on you today. And then the other one, someone who did go to the combine was Jalen Gilbo. And I think Jalen Gilbo, he did not play on the field as fast as he is physically. I think if he gets an opportunity to show off some physical gifts, he will, and that'll help people and view his stock maybe a little bit better. But his on-field play is his on-field play, so he's going to need some high-quality, physical testing today in order to maybe overcome some of those concerns. And, you know, at this point, it's kind of I feel like a lot of the guys who are at the combine will probably be pretty happy with what they did. Maybe one guy redoes a drill or something like that. They'll probably all do position drills. But, you know, I'm also curious to see what guys like Jack Endries is able to do. I have a feeling Matthew Caldwell will be the guy throwing, or else you may have seen all 32 teams here. So I have a feeling it'll be Matthew Caldwell throwing, maybe trying to get his opportunity. And then, you know, I'm curious to see what someone like Cole Brevard does as well. He was a quality player for the Texas defensive line. He may not have the perfect measurables. He may have bounced around in college a little bit, but he was a strong presence in the middle of that defense this year. And he's going to show he's going to be pretty strong. I bet if at the end of the day, when we do bench press tally, we'll look back and see Cole Brevard may be, of the guys who did it, the top guy.
You said the word curious to see, and that was exactly the way I was going to phrase. I'm curious to see the athletic measurables and size measurables of Ethan Burke. But Ethan Burke has great tape. He has great film. And there's many times where he has saved the day on Texas's defense. Don't you think that the classroom and the footage should take precedence at this at all the meetings that he has with teams?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I think also just because they don't have his measurables, they got to check those boxes. You know, he can't run a 5.2. And I don't think anybody's expecting Ethan Burke to run a 4.5, but I don't think they're expecting him to run a 5.2 either. I bet it's somewhere in the middle there. Yeah, he's at the end of the day, I think all these teams and franchises, they value the tape most, and they want to see, you know, make sure that athletic testing doesn't reveal something, you know, alarmingly worrisome about them. You're not going to get that with Ethan Burke, 6'6". I wonder what he weighs in at right now, because I know he probably had to play at some varying weights throughout his Texas career. So you're going to have someone with arm length, with actual length, probably with the right size, good strength. And again, 4 years of tape, including, what was it, 2 in the SEC. Like, this is someone who has played a lot of great football, and it still is always going to be a little surprising to me that he didn't get an invite to the Combine. But I think Ethan Burke ends up getting drafted for Texas, and today's performance will be a big reason why.
Can't wait for it. We're talking to Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him on social media at Joseph Cook 89 and follow all his great work at InsideTexas.com. Joe, you know, we talked about the basketball team a little bit and early in the season, and things didn't look as great as they do right now. I know you wrote a report about Coach Sean Miller thinking that Jordan Pope is going to be fine and should be fine going into this big matchup against Purdue. But it's important for him to really be honest with Coach and tell the truth if he can and cannot go. What are your thoughts on what you heard from Coach Sean Miller yesterday during his media availability?
Yeah, the fact that I saw Pope, he stayed in the game. Yep. I mean, and he was obviously favoring his ankle. It was the third game in 5 or so days after some crazy travel. You know, I think we all saw that, but he stayed in the game. He was finishing things up. And, you know, part of me is like, oh, he said he's fine. I just saw him walk. It's all okay. Probably went through practice. And part of me is like, well, they thought Lieutenant Traore had a chance to come back too, and he may be out for the year. They need him. If not, you know, you lose one of your guy who's posted about 11 points a game in the tournament. Had, you know, 2 double-digit scoring efforts, I think one versus BYU and one versus Gonzaga, and has hit some clutch shots and is a team leader. You're going to miss him and that scoring presence, and especially now that you're looking at a place where your depth is not as strong as it was, especially in the backcourt. You really need him to be able to give you something there. So we'll see. You know, I think when Texas social media posts some of the pictures of guys getting on the plane, we'll see what parts of Jordan Pope they show in those pictures. But they definitely need him, especially from the scoring department, just to keep up with what Purdue has in Braden Smith.
Joe, there was a lot of speculation on whether or not Cody was going to get on the floor and see many minutes. I don't think we're going to have that problem now. Cody's been playing good these last 3 games.
Yeah, absolutely. That was someone that I think in December there were some things said in press conferences, and it was basically, you know, whatever Sean Miller said behind the scenes was behind the scenes, but out front of everybody, you could kind of tell it was like, this guy is not trying hard enough. And, you know, this is someone who is can be a good college 4, kind of swing 3-4, big 3, I guess to say. And they have needed him, especially after Traore went out, and they're going to need him again because Purdue's got some good size. And so the fact that Nick Cody went from someone who you could tell frustrated Sean Miller in December against, you know, not the UConns and the Virginias of the world, but against the really, like, you know, 350 out of 360 teams, and to now be a pivotal player on a team in the Sweet 16, I think has shown a lot of progress from Cody. You know, he's only in year 2 of his career. There's still some room left for him to grow. But the fact that he has been able to become that player who Texas relies on to get important boards and to, you know, maybe drop in 7 or 8 points has been a big sign of Sean Miller's ability to get stuff out of guys, even when it may not be coming in a certain point of the season.
Let you go with this because we're up against it. But Texas baseball wins their second series of the SEC season. 7 teams tied at 4-2, and Texas goes on the road to take on the University of Houston, but have a big matchup this weekend against the Oklahoma Sooners. Another top 10 matchup. How excited are you about this week?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's first time in over 15 years or so that's a top 10 matchup. Texas was, a cleanly fielded ground ball and maybe some better pitching away from being standalone first in the conference. But to be tied for first after 2 SEC weekends, you'll take that, especially when one of those wins is a top 5 one on the road. So lots of it's kind of a hectic couple weeks. You go to Houston, then you come back, and now you got to play the Sooners, who can always pitch under Skip Johnson, and should be a lot of fun this weekend to track everything going on the 40 acres.
No doubt, no doubt. Keep up the great work over there at Inside Texas. Joe Cook doing a great job as always. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, guys.
All right, appreciate it. Coming up next, we're going to talk Texas women's basketball. They got their opponent, and they will be headed to Fort Worth in a couple days, and we'll hear from Madison Booker on her thoughts on Rory Harmon. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
I'm not going to throw my broadcast crew under the bus, but I will tell you this. Best producer I've ever worked with, Bill Hardball, carried with him a yellow flag. So if there was a penalty, he would wave it, but he would do it unobtrusively. Shipley takes off with a punt return. Bill goes into reach to pull out the flag, but it flew out of his hands right in mid-sentence there. There's a flag on the play. Yeah, the flag was on text, so it didn't matter.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Delays are growing due to a crash that blocks off the left lane on Mopac southbound at Cesar Chavez Street, causing a 15-minute delay from 45th. There's also reports of an accident on I-35 northbound at Robert S. Light Boulevard, causing a 20-minute slowdown, and a stalled 18-wheeler blocks off the right lane on I-35 northbound at McCarty. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at TrueGreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
It's Truck Month at Group 1 Ford of South Austin, where transparent pricing means no dealer add-ons. Get up to $16,000 off a 2025 F-150 or 0% for 60 months, or a brand new 2025 Ford Ranger for just $29,988. Group 1 Ford of South Austin, 5000 South I-35 Frontage Road, or Group 1 Ford of SouthAustin.com. Up to $60,000 off on select 2025 Ford F-150 models. Includes dealer discount, package discount, retail, and bonus cash. Not all customers qualify for 0%. 2025 Ford Ranger includes dealer discount, bonus customer cash, and TM bonus cash. Offer ends March 31st, 2026.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, this is Jamie Loftus, and this is my new weekly show, 16th Minute of Fame, the podcast where every episode I take a closer look at an internet character of the day. Who were they? What made them so notorious? How did the internet, or sometimes the algorithm, choose them? And what does a person do when they're suddenly confronted with more attention than the human psyche can handle? Take The Dress, a story that went uber viral in early 2015 in spite of being, well, kind of a boring optical illusion. A mother of the bride in Scotland took a picture of a dress she was thinking about wearing to her daughter's wedding. But she saw the dress as blue with black lace, and her daughter saw it as white with gold lace. One BuzzFeed post later, every single person on the internet was talking about the dress. But to me, the dress is a story about the last couple of months when the internet was still sort of fun. It was shortly before the stories that spread across the internet stopped being driven by exploited millennials with useless arts degrees and started being decided by algorithms hell-bent on growing internet usership at all costs. And on a long enough timeline, the story of the dress is one entangled with abuse and media exploitation. Internet history is a tricky thing to be invested in. It feels like every time a bad with business billionaire buys up another platform, history starts being erased. With the team at Cool Zone Media, we're taking these characters' 16th minute of fame to see what their moment meant to them and what it says about us.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
Longhorns basketball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
I can go on and on about Rory Harmon, honestly, and just the legacy she has here at Texas. I mean, when I first got here, but honestly, before I got here, I wanted to play with a good point guard, and that was Rory Harmon. And that really kind of just made my decision just lock in for sure. When I met her on my visit and just, seeing the type of person she was, off the court, I think that's a big thing too when we're trying to look for a teammate. But no, she worked so hard. When I first got here, I didn't realize what hard work was until I seen Rory Harmon in the gym every day before practice, after practice, getting shots up. So, I feel like she's pushed me, and then I think she's our journey here together. It's just a sisterhood, honestly. We're sisters. I have her back. She has my back for sure. I'm going to miss playing with her. It's going to feel so weird, but I don't know. I really want her to stay another year. But the things she's done on the court I've seen, I don't see it from nobody else. I truly do think she's one of the best point guards in the country in college basketball. And she has a legacy here. People want to play defense because they seen her play defense. That's a movement right there. But just, how she make this team go, how she really impacts this team by honestly just playing hard. And everybody sees that we all want to play hard. We want to play like Rory, basically. But no, she's a big impact for this team, and I'm gonna miss her dearly.
And that's the thing about Rory Harmon.
Yeah.
She is a true definition of the point guard position. If coaches would have looked at her and said that she's too short, they would have missed out on something that was very, very special. If you have a point guard and you have an opportunity to get one like that, why is it that you have to fit this criteria of size?
Right.
It's height. A heart over height is the key. And those are the types of things that are transcending when you look at what Rory Harmon means to the University of Texas.
We talked about this yesterday, that Rory, her defensive abilities make the other women on that team play to her standard. And that's why you get such a dominating defense and so many forced turnovers.
Yep.
Because Rory doesn't have to do it by herself. There's 10 other women that are doing the same thing. I'm blown away with always having a general on the floor at all times.
Yep.
I love leaders. I respect it. I understand it. And I know that it's not them being a bully. I had an argument with somebody yesterday, Hardge, after we got off the air, because they was like, yeah, did you see that coach yelling at that girl? And I say, what are you talking about yelling at her? She was coaching her. She was. Did you hear what she said? Have you heard the audio?
Did you see what she did?
And did you see what she did after?
Right.
The coach got in her face and said, "This, you better than this.
Right.
You wanted it. You got it. It's here for you. Now go out there and prove it to them that you are who you say you are."
Right.
And I was fired up. I said, Coach, I'm back in player mode. Like that's what Rory is on the floor.
Right.
So Vic can just hand it to her and say, go out there and lead them.
Yep.
They're going to miss that next year. So I'm hoping that Madison embodies what she misses about playing with Rory next year and gives it to the younger girls.
Which is why Coach Vic has been on Madison about being more of a leader, vocal leader, being able to get out in front, leading this basketball team, because it does have to be passed on. I think Brianna Preston is somebody that can wear that mantle. Okay. I think that recruiting class that Texas has, which is number 1 in the country, has a bunch of those types of players as well. Now, obviously, they're not going to walk in and be Rory Harmon. They're not going to be TJ Ford. Happy birthday, TJ. But you start to look at what is being built. And we talked about Coach yesterday, talking about how he has created this depth on this program that is much needed to continue the legacy of what Rory Harmon has left. So it was good to hear about that. Speaking of that, Texas will take on Kentucky in Fort Worth. It is a big-time matchup for this Texas women's basketball team, but we're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets right now for May the 3rd at the Moody Center. The ticket giveaway for the Dallas Wings and the Las Vegas Aces, led by Paige Beckers of the Dallas Wings and Asia Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces. The keyword of the day, getting over to that iHeartRadio app, tapping that microphone and leaving the keyword Sunday. Sunday is the keyword of the day to win a pair of tickets to go see the Dallas Wings and the Las Vegas Aces. Coming up next, we're going to college basketball, Sweet 16. But more importantly, who's looking for new jobs? We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Enjoy the Austin sunshine this spring and cheer on Texas Longhorns beach volleyball as they hit the sand at the Wright Whitaker Sports Complex. All matches are free admission, so mark your calendars for the Texas Invitational March 27th and 28th, the Longhorn Showdown April 3rd and 4th, and the Lone Star Classic April 18th. Follow at Texas Beach VB all season long for the latest updates. Sun, sand, and the Longhorns 2026 Texas Beach Volleyball.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You know that water in our lakes is a precious resource that we can all work together as a community to save. Austin Water offers simple ways to use less and make a big impact around your home and yard. Find your watering day, explore rebates, and get more tips at austinwater.org.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, save more on what goes into the job. Add power to your lineup with a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt 20-volt max tool. Plus, get up to 35% off select major appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, and more. Get the job done right. Keep more in your pocket. That's Pro Savings Days. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
2 words, prostate exam,
Relax. Screening starts with a simple finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. Prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate when caught at a localized or regional stage. If you're 40 or over and have a prostate, visit relaxitsabloodtest.com to see if a PSA blood test is right for you. Talk to your doctor about screening and the next steps. Sponsored by Novartis.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hardworking, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
The Maps app that came with your phone? It's fine if you enjoy waiting and guessing and inefficient routes. Or you could use MapQuest. MapQuest is back with live directions, real-time traffic, and faster routes. It moves when you move. Best of all, no printer needed. No paper. No more missed turns. Just you and the app. Get there fast with MapQuest. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com. MapQuest, still getting you there.
Got a thought? Just wanted to chime in. No hold times here.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Tap the red talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app and send us a voice note instantly.
I do agree with that guess.
A stress-free way to join the convo on your own time. Try it now on the free iHeartRadio app.
Do you have an unused car, truck, motorcycle, boat, or RV taking up space? Put it to good use by donating it to the NASCAR Foundation. Proceeds help fund medical resources for children in our racing community. Your wheels can heal. Call 844-NASCAR-9 and we'll come tow away your vehicle for free. The process is quick and your gift is tax deductible. Call 844-NASCAR-9 to donate your vehicle to the NASCAR Foundation today. Your donation will help our children survive and thrive.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horde, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Hordes, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. In hour number 1, we got a chance to talk to our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas, and got a chance to talk to him about all the good things that are happening on the 40 acres. And, of course, we got a chance to talk about Texas Pro Day, which will be taking place today on the 40 as guys are continuing to chase that dream of being in the NFL. We also got a chance to hear from Coach Sean Miller as his team prepares to go to the tournament in San Jose in advance to take on Purdue. We'll get more of an update later in the week as they get ready to play Thursday night, 6:10 on CBS, but you can hear all the action right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. Mark, in the but the NCAA tournament, there's a lot of news that is going on. A lot of coaches are already finding jobs, and you know this is the time where if you put on a good showing in the NCAA tournament or your team gets into the tournament, your name becomes very, very hot in coaching searches. So there are 37 jobs that have been changed. 22 of them have been filled and 12 of them by assistants. And as I look at what's going on here from the college game, there's a lot of coaches that are either walking away from it, as we saw with McDermott yesterday from Creighton, and it was given to the assistant coach. But there's a lot of coaches that have been getting promotions, like Jerry McNamara, who is a former Siena coach, who everybody was talking about Siena because they gave Duke such a hard time in their first-round matchup. Well, Jerry McNamara, who is a former Syracuse player, was just hired as the new Syracuse head coach. That's a great hire to me.
It is.
For them. I know a lot of people try to move away from the Boeheim era, but There's a lot of good coaching that is still out there. Scott Cross, who was the Troy coach, who was once at UT Arlington, was the Troy coach, got them into the tournament. Well, he's parlayed that from leaving the Sun Belt to now he's in the ACC and now the head coach of the Georgia Tech basketball team. You look across, Bobby Hurley's job is being filled by Scott Bennett, who was, I think his name is Scott Bennett. I know his name is Bennett, but he was the coach at St. Mary's for a long time. Now he's going into the Big 12 as the coach for Arizona State. And there's news coming out of of North Carolina, that it seems that, nothing official yet, but it seems like Hubert Davis, who was originally supposed to have his coach's show on yesterday, and it was canceled. The show was canceled because there was meetings going on at Chapel Hill that looks like he may be looking for a new job. Your thoughts?
I thought that's not a great, that would be horrible to do if it stands like that, because he lost his best player here at the end of the season. And in the middle of the season, he lost one of his players, and he had a stretch of about a month where he didn't have his second best player. So he just got a bad beat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not taking up for Hubert Davis because we have some kind of internal link, or I feel like, you know, he's getting he is getting a raw deal. He's getting a raw deal because any other coach, if you lose your best player, people are going to give you a little bit of grace. I mean, you look at BYU playing Texas. They lost players. And I'm not saying Texas got by. Texas won that game. But it would have been harder if those other three guys were playing on that team. And I just feel like it's a bad beat because Hubert Davis, he won a national championship with that university. He, just like Joey McNamara, that's going to be at Syracuse, was a dominant piece and holds a lot of cachet. And he's very well versed in that community and in that area in recruiting, and has brought some really good players there. The guy just got hurt, and I just feel bad for him. If it's indeed true that he's gone, then I feel like the next guy coming in there, he better win next year, because I don't think that it'll be any different. It's not like that, you know, unless they get the number one player overall in America and he goes in and he's like Darius Acuff or something, then you're going to have the same result. Good play, but you're not going to win a national championship and you're not going to get to the tournament.
So let me ask you this, because history tells you at the University of North Carolina, it should never be about one player at the University of North Carolina. So
it shouldn't be.
So times North Carolina has missed the tournament or lost in the first round. Roy Williams was there for 18 seasons. He missed it 3 times or lost in the first round. Hubert Davis has been there for 5 seasons. It's happened 3 times. As a North Carolina alum or fan, do you think that is acceptable for what you are as a Tar Heel Nation in basketball? I'm not talking football. I'm not talking baseball. I'm talking North Carolina basketball.
No, I think it was because of last season. They were inept.
Okay.
And this is the residual effect of last season.
Great. Because just because Caleb Wilson is an exceptional player, you are North Carolina. It should never be about
should have had 3 other guys playing with him.
Well, exactly. Exactly. You should be able to coach with the talent that you have at North Carolina.
Why did you just tell me that the other coaches are quitting?
What do you
mean? Coaches are tired of the being NFL GMs and trying to manipulate a salary cap now. It's not as fun, it's not as challenging, and it's not for the culture of basketball to a lot of these elite coaches. So Hubert Davis may be a basketball coach, but I don't think he's a master CEO.
Well, that's why you got to go find somebody to help you do that. And if you're going to be a leader at a school like this isn't one of the small schools. This is the University of North Carolina. You just gave me his resume about being a player and being part of it. He knows what the job entails. He's seen it firsthand. And for him, they lost to VCU. And I'm not taking anything away from VCU. I wanted them to win that.
Also, in collapsing way, blowing a 19-point lead on top of that makes it even worse.
Yeah, that's
so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So now you're looking at it in a different light, in a different mindset, because if you're going to make changes at a university like that, you can go and get what you want for basketball. You don't think there's a lot of coaches in the game right now that are looking at North Carolina and saying, I can win at Chapel Hill because I can go and get what I want. You got Michael Jordan backing you at that university. You have a lot of donors that understand that basketball is where it's at North Carolina. I mean, this is a tough road for Hubert Davis. And I think Hubert understood that going into it. That's why at the press conference, he was dumbfounded when they asked him about what happened. He said, I really don't know. That's not a good answer.
That's not a good answer.
That's not a good answer either.
You know what? I might have to retract my. How you gonna? I remember now.
Yeah.
I can't believe that he went to the podium and they was like, Coach, what happened?
And when they cancel your show for the day because they got to have some conversation with you.
Remember when I told you can cancel Christmas?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They canceled Christmas on it.
They didn't have a spring break because they was in the tournament. Now they on spring break. He's got a long break.
They ain't going to Galveston. They're going to like Camp Mill.
They are having to deal with some stuff. And again, I'm not saying that he deserves to lose his job. I get it. This is a tough business that these coaches are in now because there is a lot of money that is involved.
It's not just coaching no more.
It's not. There's money that is involved. This is pro. And if you don't win, you got to go. And they got to find a way to make it right. Because you can't lose in the first round if you're a North Carolina Tar Heel. You just can't.
Not the VCU either.
And not only that, you talk about the collapse of last year. This has been residual. Yes, he's won a lot of basketball games. He's had 5 seasons of 20 wins or more. He's done an excellent job.
Yeah, but last year.
He's not done a great job at North Carolina, and that is the business that they are in. So we'll see what ends up happening. A lot of coaching moves are out there. There'll be more as we continue to watch this. But coming up next, the NBA. Wemby makes his case for MVP, but the numbers don't say that that's going to happen. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
It's Bucky and BK.
I chewed that bubble gum and swallowed it.
Why?
Because I was a gum swallower.
Really?
I never threw my gum away. I swallowed my gum. It was like a meal. You were never a gum swallower as a kid?
No.
Once the juice was out of mine, I'd swallow it like I just had lunch.
You were a swallower and not a spitter, huh?
That was a little weird thing I had. That and the fact that I liked the smell of gasoline when I was a kid.
Catch Bucky and BK weekday afternoons from 5 to 7 on AM 1300 The Zone.
We honor the biggest stars from all genres of music that you love listening to all year long.
Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Watch live on Fox Thursday night starting at 7 p.m. and listen on iHeartRadio stations across America and the free iHeart app.
Trashy is a proud partner of the 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. This spring, turn your closet clutter into rewards with the Take Back Bag. Learn more and get started at trashy.io.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
It is slow going this morning southbound on Mopac due to a crash at Cesar Chavez that blocks off the left lane. It has you all backed up starting from 183, causing a 30-minute slowdown. There's also a crash on the 130 Toll Road northbound before Pierce Lane and a stalled 18-wheeler blocking off the right lane on I-35 northbound at McCarty Lane. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Hardge here, and spring break starts now at Covert Chevy Hutto. Sunshine, road trips, and fresh starts are calling your name. If you're ready for an upgrade, we've got you covered. Right now, get $10,750 off MSRP on a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 RST. Or roll in the spring in style with $11,627 off MSRP on a new 2026 Chevy Equinox EV RS. See dealer for details. Windows down, music up, zero stress. This March, do more than take a trip. Take an upgrade. That's Covert Chevy Hutto right off of 79. CovertChevyHutto.com. Together, let's drive.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings. Like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, Granola, and Bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker. Bring out the good.
It's Bowen. Join Matt and me on our podcast, Las Culturistas, where we talk to Nicole Kidman, Kristen Wiig, and so many more. Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's getting wild on the court, and Specs has the assist to take this tournament to a legendary new level. You know the drill. Stock up on delicious finds for every tip-off, upset, and overtime thriller. When you score savings with Specs, it's nothing but net. Don't wait for the buzzer. Run the perfect play with Specs wines, spirits, and finer foods. The lowest prices in Texas.
Spring, summer, fall, and winter. The 4 seasons of life. What's the best one of them all? The 5th season, grilling season. Heartland Steak Co. has perfected grilling season no matter where you live. From their family favorites package that includes USDA choice ribeyes, strip steaks, and their famous ham balls, to their Grill Master package, which is loaded up with Iowa pork chops, premium steak burgers, and much more. Heartland Steak Co. brings that true Midwest flavor right to your table. Perfect for backyard barbecues, weeknight dinners, or sending gifts of great taste. They've got you covered. At Heartland Steak Co., you're getting premium Midwestern meats, hand-cut, hand-picked, and delivered straight to your door. Ordering is easy at heartlandsteakco.com. And right now, when you spend $175 or more, you'll get 2 8-ounce USDA choice filet mignons with promo code FILET26. Go and get your 2 free 8-ounce filet mignons from heartlandsteakco.com. That's heartlandsteakco.com. Promo code FILET26. Taste the Heartland difference.
There are currently more than 200 Beaumont area children in foster care and not enough licensed families to provide them with a safe and loving home. If you would like to learn more about becoming a foster family for children in need, call Buckner Children and Family Services at 409-866-0976. That's 409-866-0976. Or visit buckner.org.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. We cover all 40 acres.
Get ready to talk NBA. It's always time to talk about the San Antonio Spurs, the Houston Rockets, and the Dallas Mavericks because we are Texas. That's what we're all about. Last night, you saw Wemby get a chance to get busy once again. And let me just say this. As we talk about Wemby every single show, we realize that we're watching something that is very, very rare when you look at the game of basketball. Wembanyama does things that we all come in here every day and go, did you see what he did? Can you believe what he did? He defies the logic of the game because of his wingspan, his skillfulness, and his ability to redirect things that you don't think can be redirected. His ability to block shots, Mark.
I gave you the example about a big canopy tree. You walk under a canopy tree, regardless of whether you run to the right or run to the left, if you try to throw something up, you're going to hit the tree. I see elite guards and forwards go at him, and they have every intent on being able to get their shot off. And he's standing flat-footed. And he's still able to reach up and just throw their stuff. And a lot of times, Hardge, he won't even block it. He'll just grab it.
Yeah, that's the embarrassing
That's
part.
the thing that make you feel like an 8-year-old playing against a 12-year-old. He does stuff like that. The example of last night, he's coming down, dribbling in transition against guys smaller, closer to the ground, and he's still power dribbling as he's going forward. He throws the ball to the three-point line and then points at the rim. He is playing this to get an easier shot. When he threw the ball, when he got the ball, he caught it and gripped it like a baseball and then threw it right back like a give and go.
More like a
he
tennis
just
ball.
does the most amazing things.
Yeah, he shot 50% from the field last night. 50% from the field. He had 15 boards and he had 26 points last night with 4 assists, 0 steals, and 5 blocks against the Miami Heat, and they win the game 136-111.
He had a block in which the guy tried to reverse it under the basket. He didn't touch him or nothing. He just extended himself and still blocked it. It's just crazy.
He got those go-go gadget arms, and he just finds a way to get it done. And we talked a little bit about this yesterday because DraftKings has their ranking, or not rankings, their odds on the NBA MVP. And as I look at the odds on the NBA and the MVP, you would think that Wemby should be in the middle of those odds. As of right now, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at -1,000, so it looks like he's going to be the guy. You got Luka Doncic at +1,000, and then you have Wemby at 2,200. But last night, Wemby tried to state his case to why he believes he should be the MVP.
My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game and that it is undervalued so far in the MVP race because I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league. Second argument would be that we almost swept OKC in the season, and we dominated them 3 times with their real team and 4 times with more rotation players. And my third argument would be that offense impact is not just points.
There was no lies detected during that conversation.
No, it was
of
not.
What he said.
What he said.
Exactly.
Hardge, where's the lie?
There's not.
That guy affects the game. You know what? So he had 5 blocks. He had another 10 excuse me, he had another 10 altering plays.
No, absolutely.
Where guys just didn't take the shot or passed it away from a scoring position because it was going to get blocked. That's just, to me, that's just as important as a block. Because you create another chance of them getting a turnover or them just missing outright, taking a bad shot.
Yep.
Wemby is affecting the game. That's what the most valuable player is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be the guy with the greatest stats, the guy with the team with the most wins. Because, okay, the guy with the greatest stats, you would really have to go to Luka because he's leading in scoring. And then second, you would have to say the best record and the most consistent player would go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But the MVP, the most valuable player, when you take Shai Gilgeous off of Oklahoma City, they still win.
Yep.
When you take Luka off of the Lakers, they still have LeBron and Reeves. They still score. The Lakers, they won without Wemby.
The
Spurs won without Wemby, but not as a greater clip as the other teams. And Wemby has affected more of the game than every other player in the league. And I don't understand why we continue to have a award that does not identify with what it really is.
I mean, I think that could be an argument for every single sport, because a lot of times we can go back to the Heisman Trophy. Who is the most valuable player in college football? Why is it always the quarterback? Why does it always have to go to that? When you look at Wemby play, he is must-see TV. He is always giving you something that you're, like you said, it's like, what did I just watch? How did that happen? How did a guy move the way that he moves and is able to hit threes, dribble in space, block shots, get rebounds, alter the game, and yet you don't consider him the most valuable? Yeah, he's in consideration. He's third. But what we've seen from him is something that has been very, very special. And his team, who is the number 2 team in the West, they are 54-18. And last night they won the Southwest Division. They have 11 games left, 6 away and 5 at home. It is important for them to obviously continue what they're doing. They're the winners of 6 straight. They're 9-1 in their last 10. OKC, they've won 12 in a row.
Wow.
12 in a row.
Hardge, none of us are going to go play an NBA game in the next few days. With me, you, and Marcus, is not a thought.
In the next few days?
Ever. None of us are ever. I'm talking about right now.
Right now.
We keep an eye on that draft.
Last night, Wemby took 4 steps. He crossed half court in a transition play and blocked the shot. He went across half court, 1, 2, 3, took off outside the dotted line, bang, blocked the shot. Okay. I want all you elite basketball guys to go to a basketball court today, take off running from the baseline full speed, and I want you to take 4 steps and see where you end up. Just go see it.
Unless you're a long jumper, it don't really matter.
Or it just ain't gonna matter. Yeah. You're gonna be at the 3-point line.
Right.
That's the difference in him and everybody else. Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, he's absolutely legendary. And he made a great, great case for his MVP conversation. Coming up next, we're going to hear from the world's strongest man as he brings you his world's strongest take.
You're gonna love
here
it.
on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
All lanes are back open after a wreck on Mopac southbound at Cesar Chavez Street has cleared, but it will take some time for speeds to get back to normal. A 5-minute backup caused by a wreck on 130 northbound before Pierce Lane, and a stalled 18-wheeler blocks off the right lane on I-35 northbound at McCarty. Delays start from Posey Road. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
M20628 TACLA 1354747C TECL 30557.
Need an AC company you can count on? Call Abacus. From tune-ups to repairs and the latest indoor air quality solutions, Abacus can do it all. Now get a free furnace with your new Linux HVAC system at abacusplumbing.com.
Watch the best cornhole players in the world compete for the crown at the ACL Kansas City Signature Open. After intense competition, the top 4 players go head-to-head on ESPN2. Doubles airs Saturday, March 28th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Singles airs Sunday, March 29th at 6 a.m. Eastern. Don't miss the action as the game's best battle for the title. The ACL Kansas City Signature Open, all on ESPN2.
The college basketball playoffs are here, and now you can trade the tournament in all 50 states on Kalshi. Texas is currently trading at 42% to beat Purdue. That means a $100 trade pays out $366 if they win. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the odds move, you can buy in and out of your position all tournament long. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app, use code iHeart to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
The world's best bull riders. 1 shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. This weekend from Albuquerque, only on Paramount Plus.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home, beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit MapQuest.com.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, cloudy early, then partly cloudy for your Tuesday afternoon, a high in the upper 80s. Overcast tonight, a low of 66. Wednesday, partly cloudy, a high of 90, a nighttime low in the mid-60s.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at TrueGreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
It all started with a bracket full of dreams. And soon, one team will cut down the nets. College hoops are in the spotlight and have everyone talking.
You think you know what's going to happen, but it never goes as scripted.
Lock in Fox Sports Radio is your #1 preset on the iHeartRadio app for the hottest takes, biggest interviews, and complete coverage. Plus, binge on-demand podcast for more coverage like Good Game with Sarah Spain.
Basketball, and more basketball.
Search college basketball on the iHeartRadio app and listen now.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so you can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1,000,000. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cold time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Texas women's basketball plays here.
You know what that means when you hear that voice? It can only mean one thing. WWE Hall of Famer and World's Strongest Man, Mark Henry, brings you his World's Strongest Take. Take it away, big fella.
Hard?
Yes.
What time is it?
What time is it?
It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Man. Marcus. Back then, they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Guys, another edition of the World's Strongest Take. This comes to me not with a heavy heart, because I've been saying this since the season ended. The NFL football season ended this past year, that the Dallas Cowboys should go ahead and start making a move to trade George Pickens. And Hardge was like, Mark, stop trading everybody. Gooch, this is where it's at. This week, just a couple of days ago, Jackson Smith and Jigma. Yesterday from Seattle is going to be making $42 million a year. Jamar Chase is making $40 million. Justin Jefferson is making $35 million. CeeDee Lamb is making $34 million. DJ Metcalf, $33, and the best, in my opinion, Puka Nacua is negotiating right now with the Rams, and he will be paid pretty much the same thing that Jackson Smith and Jigma is getting or more. And then on top of that, Austin Boy, Garrett Wilson, he is in the process of negotiating an upgrade. So, guys, the worst thing that could have happened for the Dallas Cowboys happened yesterday when that contract was made with Seattle, because it upped the price of the top 10 wide receivers. And now you have two other guys that's going to up it again. There's no way, impossibility, that the Dallas Cowboys can afford to pay another wide receiver $40 million plus, which is the number that Pickens should get. There's somebody out there that can pay it, but it won't be the Cowboys. When you could have done this at the end of the season, before the money went up, you would have been back. You may have been able to, the most you would have been able to pay Pickens as a number one to CeeDee Lamb was maybe $32 million. So just throw another 10 on that. Just in a matter of the time that the season was over to right now, the Cowboys can't afford it. They can't. Even with the luxury going over, they will be paying the kind of money that Miami is paying right now. $90 million for a player. It's not going to happen. Cowboys need at least 3 more defenders on there to play next season, and they got to fix up this offense they need another tight end, and they need another offensive lineman. That they want to draft another wide receiver. So you got 4 on defense and 3 on offense, and where's the money going to go? Where's it going to come from? So that being said, my take is this. Cowboys have the option. They only have one option. They need to trade the rights to George Pickens to one of these teams in the lower end of the first round for a pick, and then ask for a second or third round pick this season in this draft coming up, because the money will be under $10 million for the other 2 contracts or all the draft pick contracts. They can't afford it, Hardge. What say you?
Well, I mean,
and it's their fault. I'm just throw that out there on the feet of Jesus. It's the Cowboys' fault for not booking him. Yeah, wrestling terms. For not booking him earlier. Okay, I'm step back.
That's the truth. The Cowboys always find a way to react to the market instead of trying to set the market. You could have walked in there with this situation and made it crystal clear on how you want to do this. Maybe this is what they always wanted to do, because then they wanted to make the value a little bit different. And another way to look at this for George Pickens is, yes, you may end up getting paid. You may get all the money you want if you're traded elsewhere and you get what you need. But you're not going to have the same quarterback. George Pickens found the perfect situation with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, that now he's going to go to a place that has to have the right leadership group for the George Pickens that we've seen this past season. Because if it's always going to be about the money, and I'm not pocket watching on none of these guys, so I hope everybody gets their money. I think every player that's playing in the NFL, your insurance runs out quick. So get as much money as you possibly can at the moment that you can possibly get it. That's why I never get mad at anybody for taking money where they're running across the football field and getting their head knocked off. Get as much money as you possibly can. But if you don't go to the right spot, you're going to be considered that player that, oh, they paid him all this money, but he's not producing. Well, you got to be able to get him the ball. And if you don't have a quarterback that can get him the ball, it changes the dynamic of who that player could possibly be.
Yeah. And which leads us to our next point. Where does he go? Where do you trade him? And the best fit and the team with the money to do it is the Patriots. They need a wide receiver. They said they were going to draft one. They have a first round pick, and they have a high second round pick and a high third round pick.
Yep.
And they have the money. And getting rid of this contract, they will free up money. The Cowboys would be in heaven. It's a no-brainer. Like, I'm a dude in Austin on the radio. Like, Jerry, you got all these guys you paying millions of dollars to get the job done, and it's not getting done. I'm not going to stop being a Cowboy fan. I was going to quit them last year. I'm committed. I just want us to do the right thing hard.
And in the words of Mark Henry, that means trade everybody that
Trade
you got.
everybody.
So you go start from the bottom, and then he can come in here and be miserable on Mondays because we don't have a team that is worth a doggone.
No, just Pickens. Not everybody.
You are all expurgated. You are dismissed. You are out of here forever.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about
I wish
right.
you well.
Coming up next, we will talk about Texas baseball as they make the trip to H-Town. Go and check them out, H-Town, because they are bringing a show on the road to you right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Thank you, Marcus.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
In another life, I think I was one of the Pips. Dreams don't always come true.
Good karaoke song for you.
Yeah, right. I can do the Pips part and somebody else do the Gladys Knight part.
Linda, you're up.
Yeah, right. She can sing. Me, not so much. Anyway, as always said, I can carry a tune. I just don't know where to drop it.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
All lanes are back open after a wreck on Mopac southbound at Cesar Chavez Street has cleared, but it will take some time for speeds to get back to normal. A 5-minute backup caused by a wreck on 130 northbound before Pierce Lane, and a stalled 18-wheeler blocks off the right lane on I-35 northbound at McCarty. Delays start from Posey Road. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report sponsored by Odoo.com. All your business apps in one place. Your business deserves tools to make you feel in control, not overwhelmed. With Odoo's all-in-one, easy-to-use platform, everything is together so you can focus on what matters. Start at Odoo.com today. That's ODOO.com.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations. Today's home electronics can be a bit daunting. My company has spent the last 38 years making sure they are not. We carry all major brands of television and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores, and you don't have to leave your house. We come to you. I believe in having fun and dreaming big. If you have a dream for your home entertainment, let me know. I can make that dream come true. Anything from theaters to multi-room audio systems, lighting control, computer networks, hell, even golf simulators. We cultivate clients for a lifetime by treating everyone like their family. And we provide everything at incredibly competitive prices and install it seamlessly into your home. So relax, hug your kids, make love to your wife, and smile. Then give us a call at 512-255-8678. It's 512-255-8678 or online at avconsultations.com.
Opening week is here at Dell Diamond. 3 giveaways and 2 fireworks shows highlight the fun. Don't miss opening day, Tuesday, March 31st. Get your tickets now at roundrockexpress.com.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Steel Hyundai and Kyle is your destination for transparent pricing and customer value, plus the Steel Standard. We add over $1,400 in protection for free. Drive home a sleek new 2026 Hyundai Elantra SE lease for just $199 a month, or upgrade to the versatile 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE lease for only $259 a month. Plus, every new Hyundai comes backed by America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile, and owner assurance. Everything we do is driven by you. Steel Hyundai and Kyle or SteelHyundaiKyle.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Texas Stars fans, your new favorite debit card has arrived. Introducing the official Texas Stars debit card from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. With perks like discounted tickets, a preseason meet and greet, and more. Order your Texas Stars debit card by March 31st, and you could win 4 club-level tickets to the April 17th game. Open an ATFCU True Checking or True Earnings checking account and add your card today. Visit atfcu.org/Texas Stars to learn more. Sweepstakes terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
Spring fashion has arrived at Macy's stores, and Macy's VIP sale is the best time to save on all of it. Come in and find our best brands like Good American, Tommy Hilfiger, and Calvin Klein, all for 25% off. Plus, beauty and fragrance from Burberry, Prada, and more is now 15% off. Or Star Rewards members can earn Star Money even faster on everything else. Only at Macy's VIP sale today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart app. Make sure you stay locked in to the station all day long. Following us, you will have Dan Patrick breaking it down, followed by Colin Cowherd, the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way at 2 o'clock, followed by Bucky and BK. Boy, they got some funny promos running on the station. Bucky and BK always doing a great job. And, of course, Craig, Gladys Knight in the Pip Way is on there as well. So stay locked in all day long. Craig will be giving away some tickets. Texas has a huge series coming up starting on Thursday. That's right. Check your calendars, folks. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Texas baseball will be taking on the Oklahoma Sooners as they make their way to the 40 acres. But today, Texas will be on the road, headed to Houston to take on the Houston Cougars. You can listen to all the action right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Jason Flores, who hadn't seen the mound since March the 7th, will get the ball for the Texas Longhorns, and Caleb Kimball will get it for the Houston Cougars. Texas 99-34-2 all time against the Houston Cougars. So make sure you stay locked in as well. Tomorrow, we will have Chris Del Conte on the show, the hottest athletic director in the country right now. He's walking around with his chest poked out, with Texas softball being the #1 team in the land, Texas baseball being the #2 team in the land, and both men's and women's basketball in the Sweet 16. I want to see his travel
that's a
itinerary.
proud papa right there.
Yeah, I want to see his travel itinerary as well, because he's got to be able to support all these teams as well. So this is a big week for the Texas Longhorns.
He fly private. Yeah, he got.
Let's not forget he was in a car. He had to drive with wheels from Texas One Fund that one year, where he had to drive all the way up to Minnesota. They couldn't get on the flight because all the flights were delayed, so they hopped in a car and drove all the way to Minnesota. So yeah, he ain't always private. That was in the early stages. Maybe you're right now. Maybe he does have that plane now.
Hey, let's not also forget when y'all went to the OU game.
Yeah.
He waving, y'all waving at him on the road driving up there.
Well, we seem to find him when we're not supposed to find him, but that's what we do. But Texas baseball tonight, 6:30, as they get ready to take on U of H, and then they're back home this week. But I do want to ask you this, Mark, because as you look at Major League Baseball, will start the season tomorrow. Tomorrow night, the Yankees, your Yankees, Mark, will be taking on the San Francisco Giants. That game will be viewed Netflix.
Ooh.
Netflix is getting into all the sports action. I'm talking about, if there's a sport going on, Netflix is finding a way to make sure that you got your viewership from them.
A couple of years ago, it was Prime. Now it's Netflix.
Now it's Netflix giving you that opportunity. Major League Baseball is on the rise. It is that time. Got a chance to go to spring training last week. Got a chance to see the Texas Rangers, who I will play some sound for you for next. Oh, you know what, Marcus? If you could pull that sound up, that would be kind of cool. So yesterday, the Texas Rangers were playing a game in Arlington right before the season gets ready to start. So they have their games, and they had a guy that was in the Rule 5. He was Rule 5 this past year. And what that means is, if you are on a AA or AAA roster and you get Rule 5, from another team, let's say, I don't even know what team he was with. Let's say I was with the Cardinals, the Yankees call, they Rule 5 me, they draft me, I go to big league camp. I have to make the major league roster, or they have to send me back to the organization. My finances are a lot better, but I have to go back to the organization. But there was a guy, Carter Ballmer, who was Rule 5 last year, or this year, and he was on the mound yesterday, and Skip Schumacher went out to the mound to talk to him after he recorded his first 2 outs.
Well, last inning, we got to witness what looked like a pretty special moment on the mound between Skip Schumacher and Rangers Rule 5 pick Carter Baumler. A lot of smiles, a lot of high fives, and I'm actually here in the dugout with the guy himself, Carter Baumler. Carter, we are all dying to know, what did Skip Schumacher tell you on the mound?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I was like, why is he coming out here? And he got on the mound and told me I made the team. So, yeah, pretty cool.
What were you expecting when he came out to the mound to talk to you?
I mean, honestly, I thought I was like getting taken out of the game. I was like, I didn't know what was going on. Obviously, whenever the manager comes out, like, you're usually done. So, yeah, he just came up and told me I made the team, and everybody just, kind of said congrats. And I mean, what a special way. Like, it caught me totally off guard. So that was pretty cool.
For him to come out in the middle of the inning in front of everybody on the field and say, hey, man, two outs, good job. Oh, yeah, by the way, you're in the big leagues. Congrats.
Hey, and the bench tipped their hats.
Yeah.
I thought that was the classiest thing about it, is everybody was in on it.
Everybody knew what the journey is, too, because this is a guy that didn't expect to be in the big leagues, got his opportunity. I mean, when you get drafted and you start playing ball, you expect to be in the big leagues. You think you have the stuff to be there. But it's a difficult journey because there's so many other guys that are out there doing the exact same thing. So to be able to do that in the stadium in which you're going to be
with
playing,
people around.
Which you're going to be playing in, it is a special, special deal. And it's a cool deal because it is very important.
Did it make you happy, or did you get emotional like, dang, what a great, classy thing?
No, it's definitely happy because the journey. I mean, this is a hard game, and there's a lot of things there are more things working against you than there are working for you to be able to get that opportunity. And to watch a guy that has done everything he could to get to that point, now get that opportunity to be in the big leagues, and he thought he was doing a great job, and they come out and they're like, hey, man, good job, man. Oh, by the way, go ahead and keep that ball because you're going to be in the big leagues. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's a beautiful thing, and it's a great way to start the season as not only Texas Ranger baseball, but all baseball will get underway tomorrow night. And then, of course, Thursday is the true opening day. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. Stay locked in all day long right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. If you miss any parts of the show, our guy Marcus will have it all up on the podcast page, wherever you get your podcast. And just remember this, folks. Don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast,